Hey guys, Camper Dad back here. Today is one of the less exciting things to freeze dry, but something we love anyway is, as I was going through the store the other day, I saw that frozen corn was on sale, so I grabbed a bunch of it, as you can see in these bags here. One of the things that we found that the frozen corn is good for, actually out on the trail even, once it's freeze dried, we put it in a bag and sprinkle some lemon pepper in there and a little bit of salt and shake it all up, and then it's actually a pretty good snack on the trail while you're out. Also, it's a great thing to have in food storage for stews, casseroles, I don't know, lots of enchiladas, burritos, whatever you want to put it in. And it's easy to store, easy to dry. Because the corn is already frozen, I figured I'd speed up the process and put my trays in the freeze dryer while it was freezing down. So they're already cold also. So I'm just going to fill these trays with corn. At the end of the summer and into the fall, we have some farmers close by here that grow corn, and I love to go get their sweet corn, take it right off the cob, put it on the tray and freeze it, and freeze dry that. It's a lot better than the Great Value option, but since they were cheap, I thought I'd add to our food storage. So this is 12 ounces of frozen corn from Walmart. One of the things that we have found in freeze drying corn is that sometimes a few of them will pop off the tray out into the chamber. Maybe we'll see that this time and I'll show you. But after you do corn, it's a good idea to check your chamber for excess food. I always do that anyway. So if corn is something that you like having in some of your dishes, this is a really good thing to store long term in your food storage. As you know, frozen corn only lasts so long. This is one of those things that, if packaged correctly, could last you decades in your food storage. So I've got it all in, and I'm going to start the freeze dryer. It probably will finish sometime in the middle of the night tonight. So tomorrow morning, I'll come take it out and show you what it's like. All right, guys, the corn says it's done in the freeze dryer. It's in extra time now, so it's asking me to check food. One thing to note is that only once in a long time have I opened the freeze dryer during the extra time. So there's 2 hours of extra time at the end. Only once during that time have I opened it up and the food not been completely dry. And I think it was because it was a case where I had milk all the way to the top of the tray. But in this case, I don't expect that to be the case. I'm going to push check food so it turns the vacuum off. I'll release the vacuum. And you can see all this corn here completely dry. I'll pull all this out so I can turn this off. And I'm going to put it in defrost. So I've got to try and get some more food in here this morning as quick as I can. But, so now we've got all this corn that we can use for whatever purpose. One of the things I mentioned before is a trail snack one. We put lemon pepper and butter flavoring on it. And it's really good. So I'm going to bag this up now for storage. Okay, I've got all the corn bagged up for storage. Put oxygen packs in all of them. One thing that I should tell you is that I screwed up at the beginning of the process, and I thought that I had ruined all the corn that I'd put in there. What happened is that the freeze dryer, when you start a frozen process, it prompts you and says, is the drain valve closed? And I've gotten into the habit of just saying yes, and then going around the side, checking, making sure the drain is closed. But apparently yesterday morning I was distracted. I pushed yes on the drain close, and then I never closed it. Walked away. I actually went to work. Later that day, my family sent me the error screen message and said, this isn't going. And so then we found out that I hadn't closed the drain, and it had gotten to the second stage where it freezes with the vacuum. It was pulling in warm air, and so then it gave a temperature error on the freeze dryer because now it was warming up the inside of the freeze dryer, even though the freezer was going. Thankfully, the corn was still frozen, so my family just started the process over again and finished it. So this morning when I got up, 16 hours running, it was all done. So now we've got what was 48 ounces of frozen corn taking up space in our freezer is now all dried, perfectly stored for decades to come if we want it. This is a good staple to have in your house.